We are on the air. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to live coverage of Orioles baseball, where tonight the Baltimore Orioles will be starting the first game of a three-game series against the New York Mets at Citi Field in New York. How you doing, everybody? It's your old pal, the Bird Watcher here. People call me BW for short. That works for me. Welcome back for another night of baseball. We got an interleague matchup tonight against a team that we've got some history with. Yeah, you might have to go back about 55 years, but time does not heal all wounds. That's right. Meet the Mets. Greet the Mets. Step right up and beat the Mets. That's what we're going to try to do tonight. The New York Mets. I tell you what. You know, they're my favorite New York baseball team, I guess. That's a positive. I always try to look for a silver lining. They're my favorite baseball team from New York. So there's that. Pure adrenaline. Time to drop the hammer. All right, folks. Fitzy here as well. Nice. I wouldn't have expected anything less. Hey, let me appeal to those that might be brand new to my channel. Welcome aboard. I'm glad you found me. I started this channel up in time for this 2024 Orioles season, and it's been a phenomenal experience. It's everything I could have hoped for. I love calling baseball games. I love the Orioles, and I love growing a community of other Oriole fans hanging out, watching a game together, and that's what this is for, folks. It's a different way to watch Orioles baseball. It's an interactive experience. It's a little more of a chilled, non-corporate atmosphere that you would get off of a nationally or regionally televised broadcast. It's just a regular guy, an Oriole fan, calling ball games over here. And, I do a pretty good job. So give it a chance if you're new, and if you do enjoy the content, and if you want a reliable place for Orioles baseball live play-by-play coverage and commentary, subscribe. There's a button right at the bottom of your page. We've got over 1,900 subscribers already in just a short amount of time, and probably a week away from getting up to 2,000. So very excited about that. But yeah, I'm about 2 minutes late getting on here, so it looks like we're about 5 minutes away from first pitch. This game was delayed start by only about 10 minutes, but this should be getting away at 7:20 p.m. Eastern, so that's about 5 minutes away. Let's take a look at the starting pitching matchup for tonight. For the Orioles, Trevor Rogers, looking for his first win as an Oriole. Hasn't been too impressive so far. What's it been, 3 starts since joining the team? Yeah. Right now with our rotation, this is the one guy that I think when he pops up, when it's his turn in the rotation, we get a little bit worried. But we're hoping for something better from Trevor Rogers tonight. He does have experience with the National League East, that is for sure, having spent time with the Marlins. This Mets lineup has seen Trevor Rogers and have had okay success. I looked at the numbers. For example, Pete Alonso has 3 hits off of him. 2 of them are home runs. But I added all the at-bats up from the lineup from the Mets tonight, and it comes out to about a 260 average over the course of about 18 innings, which is about 2 baseball games. And in that time, he gave up a total of 6 runs to these batters in this lineup. So he's given up about 3 runs a game over the course of 2 games with this Mets lineup we're looking at. So if that's what he does tonight, pitches to an ERA of 2, if he gives up 2 runs in 6 innings, I'll be ecstatic. That would be nice. All right. The lineups for the, let me take over here to the Mets Twitter page, make sure I've got the positions correct. For the New York Mets, leading off playing shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Batting second, playing third base, Mark Vientos. J.D. Martinez, veteran hitter, DH, will bat third. Pete Alonso will be the cleanup hitter and playing first base. Veteran Starling Marte. back after an injury layoff. He is in the 5-hole and playing right field. Jose Iglesias, another vet. He'll be at second base and batting 6th. Young catcher, very talented Francisco Alvarez will bat 7th in this lineup and do the catching. Tyrone Taylor in left field batting 8th, and Harrison Bader, former Yankee, amongst other stops. He will be in center field and batting 9th, and it's David Peterson on the mound. David Peterson. This is David Peterson, Chicago Police. I'd like to have a few words with you, by God. Rooney! This is David Peterson. And the numbers look great. I think it's 71 innings on the season, a 7-1 record, and an ERA of 3.04. So he's got a very nice record, a solid ERA. He hasn't been in the rotation all season long, just 71 innings, but he's done well in his starts. This could be a tough matchup for us. He's a left-handed pitcher. So with a left-handed pitcher starting, we're going with a lineup that is designed to hopefully be effective against a lefty. So for the Orioles, let me see. Eloy's batting, so that means he's the DH. So Tony in right. We got Cowser. Okay, so I got it. Austin Slater is going to be in left field, leading off. Adley Rutschman will do the catching and bat second. Gunnar Henderson at shortstop, hitting third. Anthony Santander doing the cleanup spot tonight in right field. Ryan Mountcastle at first base, batting 5th. Eloy Jimenez, the DH, batting 6th. Hitting 7th and playing in center field. Right, Slater in left, Tony in right. So Cowser in center. He'll bat 7th. Ramon Arias at third base, batting 8th. And finally, Jackson Holliday will round it out at second base in the 9 spot. All right, folks, the New York Mets are on the field. And we've got David Peterson taking his warm-up tosses. By the way, Anthony Santander still leads all of Major League Baseball since June 1st in the home run department. He's at 27 home runs since the 1st of June. Hitting about 15 bombs a month. That's what it works out to about. 15 in June, 15 more in July, and then add another half dozen so far here. All right, maybe not that much. Maybe about 13 a month. Still incredible. I mean, that's like a 70 home run season pace he's been on for about 2.5 months. All right, that's the last warm-up pitch from Peterson. And Austin Slater is walking up to the on deck. I can't even talk. I got coffee here. I need to take a sip. Austin Slater.
Hey, who are you kidding, Preppy?
Is going to step to the plate right now, and hopefully this scoreboard is going to be online with us. Here we go, folks. This game is about to start. Peterson's first pitch is in there for a strike. We are underway. Mets and Orioles. 1969. Never forget, this pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Austin Slater's batting average on the season coming into today is .211, but he has been better than that since joining the ball club as he fouls one off to the right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks like I'm watching the SNY Mets telecast here, which I think they got a great booth there with Ron Darling and Keith Hernandez. They're one of my favorite broadcast teams out there that aren't Oriole broadcasters. This pitch is high to Slater, and the count is even up at 2-2. The Orioles wearing their classic road gray jerseys with the name Baltimore across the chest, and the Mets are wearing their classic home pinstripe whites with the blue stripes. This pitch is off the plate, and the count has gone full. All right. The payoff pitch is outside, ball 4.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Oh, there's a positive start. We're still waiting on the pitch tracker to just show itself here on the screen. Hey, look at that. It's magic. Did you see that? I talked about it. And it just popped right up. All right, we've got a leadoff man on. And Adley Rutschman back up in the 2 spot tonight. He takes low for ball 1. Rutschman broke out of his home run funk, although the funk that he's been in has been a result of trying to hit home runs, but he did have a solo shot in yesterday's ball game to begin the scoring in a win over the Red Sox. 1-0 pitch is hit on the ground, shortstop. Lindor will flip to second for 1. They go to first, and that's a double play. And that is a rally killer.
Big buck. Stop it all.
So Rutschman, who's trying to get rid of that uppercut swing, well, this time he hits it on the ground, and it's a worse result. It's a double play. Here's Gunnar Henderson. First pitch is over the plate but low for ball 1.
His name's Gunnar and he's dating my mom.
Want to know the count on Gunnar, batting .288. And this pitch is a little bit outside, and the count is 2-0. Gunnar's starting to find the long ball again recently. A couple of home runs over the homestand there. As this pitch is low, but called a strike. My goodness. Bad call by the ump on that one. Gunnar is 4th in baseball in home runs. Santander is 2nd. Taking up the number 1 and number 3 spots, Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, respectively. Although I really do hate to use the word respectfully right after saying the word Soto. But I just did it. 2-2 the count on Gunnar Henderson. 2 out, nobody on, just getting started here, top of the first. And the pitch is low, full count. Home plate umpire tonight is John Tumpane. And the only name I recognize in the group is Hunter Wendelstedt, who's at third base. Full count pitch is line foul, slicing off to the left. We'll do it again. So far tonight we've had a walk, a double play, and now Gunnar Henderson with a full count, and he asks for time. Looking at the sky, one has to wonder why there was any sort of delay at all. It looks like a nice night. This pitch is fouled back. Maybe some scattered storms in the area. Still 3-2 on Gunnar here. In 12 of 13 starts this season, Peterson has not given up a run in the first inning, and he's going to make it 13 of 14 as Henderson strikes out. Inning over, the Orioles go 1-2-3. Bottom of the first coming up. Orioles nothing, and the Mets coming up to hit. Let me take a look at the lineup. I mean, I think it's just to split up the lefty bats. I think he doesn't want lefty bats going back to back. So yeah, you're looking at trying to keep Cowser and Holiday in the bottom of the order, but you don't want them back to back if you can avoid it. So that's why I think Arias is in there to split up the at-bats. I don't think it's a knock on Holiday that he doesn't deserve a spot above Arias. Or you could just flip-flop Cowser and Holiday if you want. Bat Holiday 7th and Cowser 9th. But I understand how this lineup is set up here. This makes sense to me. You could argue Holiday at 7, Cowser at 9, and Cowser would sort of be like a secondary leadoff hitter as a hitter in the 9 spot. But I don't think it's all that tragic of a lineup card. I really don't. But we can all have our opinions, right? Hyde makes decisions that just make you scratch your head. I know, and the more I scratch, the more hair I lose. So I'm trying to avoid all the head scratching. Tied for third. Ohtani is second. I apologize. I might have been, Jonathan, looking at a graphic that was showing me the American League lead. That might be just an American League, and I failed to see that little AL leader banner. I apologize. Yeah. In my mind, what you say makes total sense. Ohtani is definitely right up there in the mix. So, yeah. That is true. A couple of veterans on the bench for the Mets tonight. Jeff McNeil, Jesse Winker, and Brandon Nimmo, all lefties. Sitting on the bench tonight as the lefty Trevor Rogers begins on the mound. And the first pitch from Rogers is called a strike on the inside edge to Francisco Lindor. Lindor, a multi-time All-Star and switch hitting shortstop. He fouls the next pitch off at 0-2. Lindor has been red hot, 12-game hitting streak. In that time, .358 average, 3 doubles, a triple, and a couple of home runs. So he's dangerous right now. The 0-2 is looks like a slider that tried to backdoor Lindor, but it stayed off the plate outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's a swing and a miss and a nice pitch there. I think it was a changeup. Lindor definitely out in front of it at 85 miles an hour. And that's a strikeout to begin the ball game for Rogers.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Yeah, you can see that ball getting in there toward the plate just start to dip as Lindor went to swing at it. And that ball crept right under the bat. Here's Mark Vientos, swing and a miss. All right, Rogers, I see you. Hey, look, Cade Povich, when he took the mound the other day, did I have a bunch of confidence in him at the time based on results during the year? No. But he opened up my eyes. Maybe Rogers can do the same. Let's check it out. Hey, a swing and a miss on a curveball. 0-2 on Vientos. The 0-2 pitch is just a little bit low, had the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Come on, Rogers. Everybody's due for a good start, even if you're not a great pitcher once in a while, right? This pitch is in the dirt. 2-2 the count. How many times this season have we faced an opposing pitcher? You look at their stat line and you go, well, we should be able to get to this guy. So if it happens to us, certainly it can happen for us. This pitch is up and away. Now the count has gone full on Vientos. Look at all this optimism after just getting a first out of the ball game. I'm rooting for you, Trevor. Payoff pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground, and threw on the right side a base hit. Man, they had Holiday shifted way over near the bag and a giant hole open on the opposite side here. So an opposite field knock for Mark Vientos with 1 down. J.D. Martinez, .256 average, 12 homers, 55 RBI. What's he at, about 38, 39 years old now? This pitch is in the air, right center field. Every time he hits a ball out, you got to be careful, and that ball is gone. I wanted to be optimistic about Trevor Rogers. I wanted to get his back. I wanted to give him the support. I wanted to see him maybe with some familiarity with this team playing in the NL East. Maybe a little more comfortable. I wanted to see some stuff from Trevor Rogers. Well, apparently not. 2-run bomb by J.D. Martinez in the first. It's 2-0 Mets. 1 out, nobody on for Pete Alonso. By the way, it's very windy out. Trevor Rogers' uniform is whipping in the wind as Alonso fouls a pitch off to the right. Oh, boy. That's what J.D. Martinez can do if you leave one out there for him to hit. He is a professional hitter. He is a DH only. He is up there to swing the bat. This ball's hit on the ground. Urias cuts off Henderson, and that throw, despite being off the bag, Mountcastle is able to apply the tag to get out Alonso. 2 down in the inning. Mountcastle once again bailing out one of his infield teammates. Urias charging the baseball, throwing on the run. But that ball was just short of the bag, and Mountcastle makes a nice tag on the base runner there. 2 down. Starling Marte pops up a bunt, foul and back behind home plate. Here's that pitch to Martinez, and that ball was just below the knees, but middle of the plate. It wasn't a fat pitch, but it wasn't a very good one either. 0-1 pitch to Marte is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. We are in the bottom of the first. The Mets have taken a 2-0 lead on a 2-run homer by J.D. Martinez. Bases empty, 2 down. The 1-1 to Marte. That one's lined. Right center. Going to get down for another hit. Cut off nicely by Cowser. Marte is going to hang at first base. The younger Marte might have thought about 2. He had a lot of speed as a young player. Still above average speed, but nowhere near as quick as he used to be. You could see coming out of the box, he wasn't even thinking about trying to go for 2. Despite the fact that this one was pretty much a gap shot. Okay, one on now with 2 out. Jose Iglesias at the plate, and he takes low for ball 1. Man, oh man, oh man. Just, boy. Trevor. Folks, I'm telling you right now, this is Trevor Rogers' last chance to stay in the rotation, I think. After what Cade Povich did, we need somebody to drop out of this rotation. I know we sent Povich down. There goes the runner. Throw down there, and Marte still has it. He steals a bag. Marte can still run well. Again, I maintain he used to be one of the fastest guys in the league, but he can still steal a base for you. Throw in from Rutschman was on a bounce. So that puts a runner in scoring position for Iglesias with a 1-1 count and 2 down. Pitch from Rogers is swung on and missed. Iglesias goes down to a knee, trying to hit that baseball. We're getting yet another replay of the J.D. Martinez homer. Boy, the Mets must really enjoy it when they get a home run. Here's a swing and a tapper behind the plate for a foul ball. 1-2 on Iglesias. I think we're going to have long relief soon, Dale. I mean, if the Orioles do this right, Trevor Rogers, after this start, moves into the bullpen. Somebody from the bullpen, probably that dude we called up to replace Povich. He's probably going to get 1 appearance. Here's a ground ball to second, Holiday to first, and that's the end of the inning. Iglesias grounds out to his counterpart at second base, but the Mets score 2 on a 2-run homer by J.D. Martinez. After 1 inning of play, it's the Mets 2, the Orioles nothing. So this is my thought. I think they sent Povich down because, again, there's a 6-man rotation thing, and they wanted to see Trevor Rogers make his start just a couple of games later, and I think this is an audition for Rogers. You know, they're like, well, let's see what Cade Povich can do, and then let's compare that to what Trevor Rogers does, and then let's try to figure out which of these guys is best suited for this rotation, and whoever isn't might go into that long man role. And I think it just makes so much more sense, especially since Povich is just, not just because he pitched a gem, but, you know, he's still young where he's trying to develop as a starter. it would be it would hinder his growth to put him out there as the long man, I think, at this stage in his early career. Whereas with Rogers, he's been around the block for a few years now, and he's been mostly mediocre, if not ineffective, in those years. So bullpen sounds like the right spot for me for Rogers. So he can join the list of other reliable lefties in the pen, like Gregory Soto. Boy, we really know how to go out there at the trade deadline and find good left-handers, don't we? Yikes. All right, due up for the Orioles in the second, Anthony Santander, Ryan Mountcastle, and Eloy Jimenez. Three dudes that can hit the baseball. Robert, am I flapping my gums? I'm sorry. Look, I don't know any more or less than anybody else. I just tell you my opinions, and, I try to be rational when I break things down. Try to look at things from more than just one perspective, because that's usually the best way to come to a logical conclusion, is to look at things from multiple sides. This pitch is down and away to Santander.
That's not a tater tot, that's a tater giant.
Santander at the plate to start off the top of the second, 240 average. And there's a breaking ball. Wow, backdoored him. Tony thought it was outside. He has a couple of words with the umpire. 36 homers, up to 80 RBI on the season. 1-1 pitch from Peterson is swung on, hit on the ground, softly to second. And Santander will be retired easily. First out here in the top of the second. JTH, I think, I just don't think the Orioles organization hold Nick Vespi very high in regard, in high regard. Is that the expression? Ryan Mountcastle at the plate, 268 average. Right-handed bat, and he chops one to second, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. Whoa. Actually, that was a routine play. That throw to first was low and had to be handled, but it was 2 down. 5 up, 5 down so far for Baltimore. Yeah, I mean, if you're Mike Elias, you want Rogers to succeed because you're responsible for bringing him in. And then as Hyde, you're saying, well, I want the best arm I can use, and I don't think it's him. And, yeah, Robert, I think you're breaking it down right on the money. Eloy Jimenez is at the plate. And after a first pitch strike, this next one is off the plate outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Eloy Jimenez. Next pitch, swing and a miss. He chased a bad one off the plate, and it was not... He didn't even reach for it. He just sort of swung. This is one thing about Jimenez's plate approach that I find a bit concerning. When a pitch is off the plate outside, he doesn't really seem to reach for it. He just sort of swings like it's going to be over the plate, and then he winds up missing the ball by about half a foot. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jimenez. 260 average. And the 1-2 pitch is swung. There it is again. Just a wave of the bat on a pitch off the plate outside. And that is my number one issue with Eloy Jimenez. He's been doing great so far, hitting. But I have to be extra critical with a player like this. I mean, if you can only DH, then when you're hitting, you gotta really know how to hit. If you can't help us out in any other way, and you can't run, then you really got to know how to hit. So, yeah, work on that, please, Eloy. Anything off the plate, you got to actually extend yourself, reach out over that plate, and try to get to that ball. That bat isn't going to magically grow an extra 6 inches for you. Just a little something I'm noticing from him in the early days with the team. How you doing there, Charm City chat? I haven't really engaged with you much. Preston, Dale, Jonathan, Ms. Janet, Robert, of course, JTH, Baxter, the man, Throwing in some tater tots. How you doing? Zachary's back. What is going on here? That is a nightly question, Zachary. Book Doc, Preston. That pretty much it. Vonnie. Michael, how you doing? Jeremy. Jeremy spoken. Charm City chat today. Hey, Frank. JM. That everybody. I think I'm repeating names here. But you guys are ready to talk. Yoko, how you doing? Gerald in the house. Stanley. I'm finding some people here. Derek, Bernard. Jeffrey. All right. Erica. Cope Kills. Hey, BWLGM. Let's go Margaritaville. Is that what that is? All right. Alvarez at the plate. Francisco Alvarez. Catcher, right-handed hitter, 252 average. First pitch is ball one. And the next is over the plate, but low. 2-0 on Alvarez, hitting 252. Hey, we've got a super chat here popping right in. Hold on now.
Message for you, son.
This pitch is called a strike. Inside corner at the knees. 2-1 the count.
Message for you, son.
Emery Garrett. Welcome back. Good evening, BW. Let's get this W. I am down with that. Here's a pitch comebacker to Rogers. And he'll flip the ball to first. What is that? There's some kind of debris, some white debris that just blew by. It's just a tissue. Camera's got a close-up of it now. But that tissue blew by right in the middle of that play. It almost looked like another baseball in play for a moment. Just somebody's, tissue. Who knows what it was used for? We probably don't want to know. It is New York. Here's Tyrone Taylor, and he takes a swing and lines one foul off to the left. Taylor, left fielder, 240 average, 6 homers, 28 driven in. And I think he's one of these guys that's getting a start tonight for the left-hander Rogers on the mound. Thanks again, Emery Garrett, for the super chat. Good evening to you, and yeah, I'm down for a W. We got to score some runs tonight, obviously. That definitely needs to happen. This pitch is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tyrone Taylor. 1 out, nobody on top, bottom of the second. Excuse me. Mets ahead 2-0. And that one's drilled. And if it's fair, it's gone. That ball is foul. Watching Trevor Rogers pitch, it's like me sneaking back into the house as a teenager in the middle of the night. Like, it's just, you can feel the pit of your stomach worrying about something terrible that might happen if you get caught. This is now a 2-2 count on Tyrone Taylor. And this one is hit in the air, center field. Kowser's there, makes the catch, 2 away. All right, that should be bringing up the number 9 hitter for the Mets. I believe we're down to the 9 hole here, which would be Harrison Bader. Breathe slowly. This pitch is a called strike, knee-high on the inside corner. Harrison Bader, right-handed outfielder. Very good in the field. His issue has always been at the plate. He takes a called strike 2 on the inside edge. Average isn't terrible, 261. But there's a reason he's batting 9th, as this pitch is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 8 home runs on the season, 41 driven in. OPS a little bit under 700. so that's not too strong. There's a pitch lifted in the air, left center field. Going back is Cowser, and he'll make the final catch, final out of the inning. All right, a better time here for Rogers in the second. We go to the third, and 2-0 Mets. Tell you what. What's going on down at the dance club, Tony?
Where you from?
Baltimore.
What?
Baltimore.
Baltimore? What's that?
Look, it doesn't really matter, all right?
Ooh. Ah. Hey, once I'm able to add more customized emojis to the chat here, I might have to make a Tony Montana emoji. I don't know. I'll think about it. After the vote the other day, when does BW join the rotation? That's right. I'm supposed to be starting Game 2 of the first playoff series over Zach Eflin or Grayson Rodriguez. Now, folks, am I a left-hander or a right-hander? I'm ambidextrous. See? Trick question. I can throw just as terribly with both hands. Player manager, Janet. I'm going to pull a Pete Rose. I'm going to bet on all the games. Play, manage, and bet. Triple threat, Pete Rose. Left-footed. Now that would be that's wasn't there a pitcher named Daniel Day-Lewis that was able to do that back in the 80s? I remember there was a pitcher named Daniel Day-Lewis. He threw with his left foot. Super chat above, Janet. I think I got to it right. Was there another one? Yeah, we got there. I gave Emery. The one thing I forgot to do was hit the thank you button.
And I want to thank you very much for that. I really do.
So thank you very much, Emery, for the super chat. Colton Cowser's at the plate. First pitch was a strike, and the next one is fouled away. So quickly 0-2 on Cowser here. 245 the average right now. 18 homers, 56 driven in. Here comes the 0-2, and that one's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Things started promisingly for the Orioles. They got a leadoff walk for Slater, but then Rutschman quickly grounded into a double play. And now we got Cowser. He's going to dump going in here to center field in front of Harrison Bader for a base hit. It's a leadoff single here in the top of the third. Let's get going. Turning on the faucet now. Waiting for the water to come out. That'll bring up Ramon Urias.
I have a brother.
And lately, Ramon's been doing okay for himself, knowing that he's pretty much the only regular guy to go to at third base right now. And he goes opposite field on the line, but it's caught out there in right by Marte, who is right there. That ball hit hard by Urias. And if Marte's playing 5 feet to his right, that ball gets down for extra bases. Jackson Holliday's up now with 1 out, runner at first. Lefty on lefty. And the first pitch to him is called a strike despite the fact that it was low by about an inch or two. Probably a couple of inches, about half a baseball. 0-1 the count. That one's on the outside corner at the knees, and Holliday has stared at 2 strikes. He struck out looking last night on a very hittable pitch. I wonder if Jackson is making a point to be more conservative and less aggressive. Take more pitches. This one is swung on and missed. He chased the one bad pitch of the sequence. He takes 2 strikes, and then he swings at a pitch in the dirt to strike out. That is an at-bat Jackson Holliday's not going to want to remember. 2 down now with a runner still at first base. Back to the top of the order for Austin Slater.
Hey, who are you kidding, Preppy?
Yes, Michael Adley's in the lineup. He'll be up after Slater. First time up, he hit into a double play, unfortunately. Slater up now. He walked his first time, and he'll take up and in for ball 1. Slater, having spent time in the National League with a couple of teams, has probably had a taste of Peterson before. 1-0 pitch. That's a called strike at the bottom of the zone. Peterson's command is looking pretty good here. He did give up that leadoff walk to Slater, but otherwise he's gone through the lineup a first time with pretty effective pitching. This ball gets away from the catcher, and Cowser has stolen second base. The pitch came in to Alvarez, and he wanted to pop up and throw down to second to get Cowser trying to steal, but the ball just sort of plopped out of his hand as he reached back to go to throw it. So Cowser steals second with 2 down, and Slater hits a ball foul off to the right. The count is now 2-2. Nice job by Cowser to get in a scoring position and make this a more high probability chance of coming away with something here. Just a base hit will do it now with 2 down. The 2-2 to Slater is swung on and fouled back again. So Slater's had some nice at-bats here. A leadoff walk the first time. He's working the count here. Tomorrow, Dean Kramer will be against another lefty for the Mets, Jose Quintana. Peterson steps off the rubber, looks the runner back to second, Cowser. 2-2 the count. Come on now. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Slater strikes out. The Orioles leave 1 on. They've got 1 hit through 3 innings and haven't really threatened all that much. This feels like a familiar story from the past couple of days. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-0 Mets. Did you hear about the elusive Jackson 3 on August 16th? Yeah, all the young Jacksons all had triples, yeah. Well, that's the big name these days. It's weird. I'm trying to think. What was the big name? I think I grew up in an era where a lot of players were named Mickey because they were children of parents that grew up watching Mickey Mantle play. There were a lot of Mickeys around baseball, like in the mid-'80s, late 80s, early 90s maybe. There's a lot of JDs as well, it seems like. I've never met a JD in my life, but there's a lot of JDs, including one here tonight, Martinez. Hell, we've got a JD down in AAA right now, JD Davis. I swear, if you name your kid a certain name, if it sounds like a baseball name, you're increasing their chances of becoming a professional baseball player by 8 trillion %. You got to have a baseball name, folks. You just got to. Unless you're so good that the name transcends the sport, and then now your name is synonymous with baseball, and it just works out the same. What am I looking for here? That. All right. Mickey Tettleton, yes. My favorite Oriole in that late 80s, early 90s squad. The Why Not season, 1989, Fruit Loops. Mickey Tettleton has my favorite batting stance of all time. I used to use it. And I was terrible at it. Francisco Lindor, 0 for 1. Or excuse me. Yeah, he is 0 for 1. And the count is 0-1. Leading off the bottom of the third. Next pitch is fouled away off to the left. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, yeah, Ryan. Yeah, another one. Lots of Ryans. It's amazing, though, right? I mean, like, try to think of a name that is just so not a baseball name. This pitch is hit in the air to left field. Going back is Slater. He's got room. Now he's going to circle under it and make the catch. Lindor flies out to left for the first out in the bottom of the third. And that'll bring up Vientos. Like, how about, see, if I name any name, I can instantly think of a baseball player with that name. So maybe this theory doesn't hold water. There's a called strike from Rogers to Vientos to start this at bat. Vientos with a base hit back in the first. 0-1 pitch, swung on a miss. He chased a high one, 0-2. Oh, yeah, Herman. Yeah, there aren't too many Hermans out there, are there? But there probably aren't too many Hermans anywhere. Munster. What just happened here? They cut away to a highlight package. I hope I didn't miss the play. Vientos was at the plate. Okay, he's got a 1-2 count and a swing and a miss. Rogers gets Vientos on a pitch that was low and outside. It had the zone on the low outside corner.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Solid pitch there from Rogers. You just wish he knew how to do something like that with some consistency. You see some things in Rogers that let you know, yeah, this guy belongs in the bigs. First pitch here, that looked good at the top of the zone, but he doesn't get the call with J.D. Martinez at the plate. Martinez responsible for the 2 runs on the board. He hit a 2-run homer in the first, his 13th of the season. 1-0 count, and that ball's up and away, 2-0. And Rogers is probably not too thrilled with throwing anything in the zone for Martinez to hit now after giving up that bomb. That ball's hit on the ground sharply. Holiday with a nice stop, throws from his knees and gets Martinez. Nice play, Jackson.
Besides that, it's all in the reflexes.
It's all in the reflexes. Holiday goes to ground, pops up and throws from his knees to get the slow-footed Martinez to end the inning. We go to the fourth now. 2-0 Mets. Offense. Hello. 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 Where are you? Hello. O's gonna win tonight. Trust. Let's go. We a team. Holla. I feel like these are lyrics to a song that I don't know. O's gonna win tonight. Trust. Let's go. We a team. Holla. I don't know. It's hard. I can't really make a whole lot of... Doesn't have much of a lyrical flow. Hello, puppet. Hello. Hello to you, governor. Hello, hello. I'm gonna light this up. What am I waiting on? Well, you got to burn evenly now. What are you doing? All right, first pitch at the top of the fourth is ball one to Adley Rutschman, who hit into a double play his first time up.
Let the clutch out gently, okay?
Next pitch is off the plate outside, 2-0. There is about an 8-year-old boy in a suit in the broadcast booth sitting in Ron Darling's chair, apparently as a guest announcer. That's a strike? That was a strike. As the New York broadcast team couldn't care to show you how awful of a call that was. 2-1 pitch, hit in the air to right by Rutschman, down near the foul line. Marte makes the catch in fair ground. Rutschman flies out to right, 1 out in the fourth. The Orioles have got to do better than this, man. Come on now. Why is this thing burning all weird? What the hell's wrong with this thing? Gunnar Henderson.
His name's Gunnar, and he's dating my mom.
He takes a called strike. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Lamont. I suppose Lamont is a good example. How about LeVar? Like LeVar Burton, who, by the way, fun fact, I went to the same high school as LeVar Burton in PG County at a school called Bishop McNamara High School. This is a called strike to Gunnar Henderson. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's right, your boy was forced to go to an all-boys Catholic school his freshman year. And that lasted 1 year before I said, I ain't going back there. I'll run away if you make me go back to that school. That's right. I like to always think of him as the reading rainbow guy. Some only think of him as the Star Trek Next Generation guy. And then you got your Roots crowd out there. There's a called strike 3 on Gunnar Henderson. Good Lord. Outside corner. This has been happening too much lately. Called strike 3s on the Orioles. I mean, how did we go from being aggressive at the plate to taking called strike 3s so much? Santander at the plate. It's up and in for ball 1.
That's not a tater tot, that's a tater giant.
I don't know what the hell's going on with this J here. Yeah, it feels like a blunt. This pitch is a called strike. It's burning like a blunt. I don't know what's going on with this. I might have gotten wet, maybe sitting out on the balcony last night. It did rain overnight. Might be a watered down J. This pitch is called a strike. 1-2 on Santander. Bases empty, 2 down in the top of the fourth. The Mets with a 2-0 lead that they took in the first inning. Hasn't been a whole lot going on since. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a chopper, third base side. It's a fair ball, and who's at third? Vientos? Yeah, Vientos not able to field it cleanly. Tony doesn't run all that well, so had Vientos gotten to this ball and gotten a throw off the back foot, might have been able to get it over there on a bounce and beat Tony out. But ball got away from him a bit. So Tony will reach on an infield single, which means I should. And Mountcastle now at the plate.
Okay, mount up.
First pitch to him is in there for a called strike. The Orioles have a runner at first, 2 down. They need a 2-out rally. And for some reason, Peterson's checking on Anthony Santander, who was about 4 inches off the bag. He's back without a problem. The 0-1 to Mountcastle. Here it comes. And he reaches for one. That one's going to get served in the left field, a base hit. Tony will stop at second base as this plays right in front of him. Even with 2 down and the ability to take off with contact. That ball was hit softly off the end of the bat. And that is how you reach for a baseball. By the way, Eloy Jimenez, if you want to understand what I'm talking about, take a look at that swing by Mountcastle to understand what I mean. Speaking of Eloy, he's up to hit now. That is what Eloy needs to learn how to do. What Ryan Mountcastle just did. When you got to go out and reach for it, you got to move your body out there and get to it. Peterson's first pitch inside corner for a called strike, and that's the first pitch that hasn't been away to Eloy. He gets a pitch inside. It's in the zone, but he takes it. 0-1 the count. Runners at first and second. This pitch is a called strike at the bottom of the zone. Looked like a changeup. And it just nipped the corner there. 0-2 the count. Again, Jimenez struck out his first time up, and 0-2 here. It feels like Peterson can do whatever he wants. Eloy really needs to lock in here. Just try to make contact. With 2 on and 2 out, down 2 runs. The pitch. He does make contact. He fouls it away on a pitch up and in. Had the zone. He needed to swing at it. It would have been strike 3. But not an easy pitch to do something with when you're on 2 strikes. Fastball up and in. Still 0-2 on Jimenez. The next pitch. Breaking ball, hit on the ground, a diving stop by Vientos. He goes to second for the force. Oh, my goodness. Bad luck there. Looks like Jimenez would have found a hole to left field, but a diving stop by Vientos, who then goes the short way for the force to win the inning. The Orioles leave 2 men on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Mets. Oh, boy. I tell you what. I'm lucky dependent. Do y'all believe Baltimore will win the game? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I want my question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I want my check. Oh, baby back, baby. What? Sorry. You brought back a traumatic memory. Sorry. Here's a little ASMR for everybody. That's the sound of caffeine. Caffeine on ice. It's a new performance going down at the Civic Center this winter. Check out my performance, Caffeine on Ice. It's going to be great. All right, so here's the deal, folks. Trevor Rogers has given up that 2-run homer in the first, but take one bad pitch away. This could still be a 0-0 ball game. Both teams on 3 hits. I have to admit, Peterson has looked much more effective as a pitcher. Much tougher to hit off of. But, yeah, long way to go here. Pete Alonso is at the plate. First pitch to him is swung on and fouled hard off to the left near the tarp. OB. Isn't OB like a tampon? Please, BW, if you don't mind. I'd much rather have initial nickname that is not like a tampon. Snowman, want to do a dual cast for O's Astros series this week? How would that work? How do you do it? I mean, we're all on the same channel. Are we? What are we doing? Like trading innings or? Explain how that works. It's okay, Snowman. I'm just having a little fun with you. I know you, buddy. But yeah, you'd have to explain to me a little bit how that would work. This pitch is off the plate outside. You want to talk about it on the Discord? We could do that. Call the game together and air on both of the channels. With a guy who's on the opposing team. I got to think about this. This ball's sitting to left center field and is going to get down for extra bases. Alonso makes the turn for second, and he will get in there standing with a leadoff double. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know, Snowman. I mean, the thing is, if this was earlier in the season, it's too emotional right now, man. I'm playing your team. You know what I mean? Like, the camaraderie that I would like to have with you when we collab. If you want to do something prior to the game or following the game as a wrap up or a preview and sort of just we give our take on the events, I think I can do that. But I don't think. And look at the faithful bird watchers here. They want me going, wire to wire with the call. Marte at the plate. He's got a 1-1 count. I'm sorry about that. First pitch was a ball. Next pitch was a strike. Runner at second. Nobody out. In the bottom of the fourth. And there's still a tiny little kid, I guess, doing the live play-by-play on the Mets telecast. This is a bunt right back to Rogers, who can't handle it the first time and is just able to get Marte going down the line at first. So a successful bunt that moves the runner to third with only one out. Alonso at third base. God, Rogers can't even field well. And I tell you what, he barely put enough on that throw to first to get him. So, Snowman, I kind of gave you my take on how I feel about it, and I've yet to hear any sort of reply. So, do you want to get on my Discord and talk about it more, or do you have any kind of response here? I don't know. Jose Iglesias at the plate. I guess one of the mods, if you don't mind, just pop in the Discord link when you get a chance. For everybody, for any reason. Iglesias 0 for 1 today. 0-1 pitches up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. We are in the first game of a 3-game series at Citi Field in New York. And the Mets have a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth. This pitch from Rogers to Iglesias is in the dirt. The count is 2-1 on him with a runner at third, 1 out. The Orioles infield is sort of creeping in on each pitch. They're playing sort of halfway and then creep up as the pitch is coming in. This one is fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, you need a new link. Ah, okay. Sorry about that. I got to generate a new link, like, what is it, every 10 days, 2 weeks or something? And I can't really do it during the broadcast, so my apologies. I don't know why I can't just get a permanent link for that. Maybe there's a way to do it, but I don't know how. There's a called strike 3, and that wasn't a good call. And Iglesias is rightfully upset about it. That pitch was inside by an inch or two from Rogers, but he gets the called strike 3. We'll take it.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
And Iglesias immediately. It's just amazing how every batter, you would think like maybe some batters have a good idea of what the zone is, while other batters are just constantly complaining about close calls that really are strikes. But for the most part, you see a batter complain about a bad call, and they're normally right, which just makes you wonder, like, what makes these umpires, like, professional? If the guy who's actually in the middle of hitting can figure out on his own if it's a ball or a strike. 2-0 the count on Alvarez. Runner at third, 2 down. And that pitch is over the plate but low. I feel like umpires are like these mythical creatures that don't really need to exist in the modern world. Like they're just there as for the lore of the game. There's a called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike on Alvarez. Somebody's got to be behind there, crouching, looking menacing, and making a bunch of gesticulations for people to look at. This pitch is high for ball 4. A 2-out walk to Alvarez. I'm not actually all upset with this walk. Alvarez is a tough out, and I'd rather go after the next guy. First and third now, 2 down for Tyrone Taylor. Now, I might, this might wind up biting both Rogers and me in the butt should Taylor come through here, but I'd much rather go after Taylor than Alvarez. Because I don't want that runner at third to come in. This one's lifted to right field. Santander heading toward the line in the corner. He leaps up against the wall, but he can't catch it. Oh, he made a valiant effort. I hope Tony didn't jam his shoulder up there going into the wall like that. He gave it his all. Oh, he actually should have caught that baseball. It's understandable. You got a lot going on. You're running full speed into a wall in a park you're not familiar with. But that was pretty much in and out of the glove of Santander, unfortunately. That would have been the 3rd out. Instead, it's just strike 1 here on Taylor. First and third with 2 down for the Mets. Rogers is on 63 pitches. Here's number 64. That's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. BW Commentator of the Year. Oh, Dale. You flatter me, my friend. This one's hit hard and through the left side. That's a 2-out RBI single. And there you go. I said I'd rather pitch to Taylor, and Taylor comes through with a 2-out knock. Alonso scores. It's 3-0 Mets. I might be a good commentator, but I also said we should probably go after Taylor instead of Alvarez, and Taylor comes through. But I also know that Trevor Rogers just isn't really that good. And so what can you do? It's 3-0, 2 down, first and second. Rogers on 65 pitches, bottom of the 4th. The number 9 hitter, Harrison Bader, at the plate, and he hits one foul off to the right. And now you must apologize, BW. All right, I got Rocky here to do it for me, if you don't mind. Actually, I got Fitzy here.
Sorry, Charm City chat. Sorry.
I got my friend Thomas Fitzpatrick to help out with any apologies.
Sorry, Charm City chat. Sorry.
0-1 pitch to Bader is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bader 0 for 1 on the night. And the pitch is hit in the air, right side, and slicing out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. For the Mets, they've got to run in. The Orioles, I don't know, have we gotten a runner to third yet tonight? Maybe once. Here comes the 1-2. This one's hit in the air to left. Right at Slater, though, and the inning is over. It's another Trevor Rogers kind of inning. A run, a couple of hits. He's losing. And we got no offense yet. Jeez Louise.
I apologize for Baltimore. I apologize for Baltimore. I apologize for Baltimore.
This is great iced tea.
Hey, maybe I can come over and help you with your math homework. Isn't this great? I feel like Damone. Tell you what. Let me pop up the out-of-town scores. How about that? This should be a light night, right? We got a Thursday night out there. Or, sorry, a Monday night. I'll get it straight. No, not news. Games. All right. We have earlier today. Right? Is this Sunday? What am I looking at? No, this is it. No, what the hell am I looking at? Okay, here we are. We have middle of the sixth, the Diamondbacks with a 5-2 lead over the Marlins. Top of the fifth, Blue Jays and Red Sox tied at 2 apiece. Rangers with a 1-0 lead over the Pirates after 1 inning. In the top of the first, the Red Sox have jumped out to a 2-0 lead on the Astros. I'm not sure who I want to win that game. I'm not a fan of either of them. Royals and Angels scoreless going into the bottom of the first. Coming up later in about an hour and change, Padres and Twins, Athletics and Rays, Giants and White Sox, Dodgers and Mariners. Folks, we got the Dodgers next week. 1 week from today, we'll have a day off, and that'll be the day I'll be making a run to Cambodia. Ugh. Then I got to do a whole bunch of stuff the morning after that, and then call a game for you guys before right in between all that. That first game in L.A. should be very interesting for your boy. Just hope that he's on the air, because if I'm not, that means I'm stuck in Cambodia for some reason. Colton Cowser's at the plate, and he is quickly behind 0-1. Cowser with a big smile on his face. I guess that's nice to see. We're down 3-0. We haven't done much yet tonight. This pitch is off the plate, low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, if Cowser's enjoying himself, I think it's healthy. Just want to see it translate to some success. This pitch is framed by Alvarez, but it's off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, let's get some cows up in the chat, folks. Let's will Cowser to a leadoff something. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, and that was a bad swing on a pitch up and in. Count 2-2. Peterson is on 62 pitches, which is healthy. Not sure if he goes deep in the... I'm not sure if he's a 100-pitch guy or not. I think he might be a guy that will only go about 80, 85. That's a called strike 3, and that was a bad call.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you shoveling?
That's the last thing we need. Last thing we need is a strike 3 against us on a bad call.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you shoveling?
I love it how the Mets will get a strikeout and they won't show you a replay. You'd think they would show you a replay of their pitcher striking out one of our guys, but they don't show it to you because they know that pitch was a ball. That is hilarious. Clever work there by the Mets broadcast team. Ramon Arias is at the plate.
I have a brother.
And there's a called strike. Peterson on the outside corner to Arias. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the fifth, the Orioles struggling to get the bats going for the 3rd straight game. They did win yesterday. Swing and a miss. And the count is 1-2. That pitch was high. Boy, look at this Mets vendor. He's got the best vendor job there is, folks. The cotton candy vendor. That is the gig you want. You're sitting there holding about $300 worth of product that weighs a grand total of like a pound. I mean, imagine walking up and down these flights of stands holding, this ball's hit into left field, going to get down for a base hit up into the corner. Arias is going to round first and head into second with a stand-up 1-out double. All right, let's turn on the sprinkler. Good Lord. Splash it up. The Orioles have an extra base hit. I don't know why I was so non-enthused by it, but all right, your boy's locked in. We got something going. Jackson Holiday coming up. And here's a throwback, and that is offline. Arias is going to get up and go to third base. Peterson tries to throw to second, and that ball was offline. And now the Orioles, that's such a huge play because there's only 1 out. The Orioles have a chance to scratch a run across with a lot of help from the Mets. If Jackson Holiday can just do the fundamentals here, get this ball in play with 1 out, and get this runner home. The infield is playing back. Holiday could just drop one down. I'm telling you right now. Instead, he swings and hits a ground ball. They say it's fair, and it's going to be a race to the bag. Alonso wins the race, but a run will score. RBI ground out for Jackson Holiday. Hey, we got a run on the board. It's not the most exciting way to score, folks, but you got to start somewhere. And thankfully, the Mets helped us out to do it. Take it where you can get it, folks. It's now a 2-run game. 2 down, bases empty. And back to the top of the order for Austin Slater.
Hey, who are you kidding, Preppy?
First pitch to Slater is off the plate outside. 0 for 1 with a walk tonight, back in the first, leading off the ball game. 3-1 Mets now in the top of the 5th. And this is hit on the ground, a couple of bounces to Lindor at short. He'll throw to first. He's got a good strong arm, and that's it. This game is half over, but the Orioles do finally scratch a run. It was definitely a scratched run, but hey, we got one. That's how you start something. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Mets 3, Orioles 1. I'm going to get up and just move around for a sec, folks. I'm feeling it today with the back. I know. When the hell am I going to get that chair? Look, I'm 1 week away from this trip to Cambodia. I don't know why this year it's such a anxiety, worried sort of thing. It's just, I don't know. I just don't want to make this trip. Yeah, one thing is every year when you get a visa and you renew it, it's a 1-year visa, but you always lose 5-6 days because it's a visa that you have to report every 90 days, and you report 3 times. So really it adds up to 360 days. So when I first came out here, it was during a part of the season where the weather was cooler. But with each passing year, I'm like losing 5 days to a week, and it's bumping back and back. And now I'm in the part of the year where it's like the hottest, and I'm going out to Cambodia. Yesterday here, it was so hot, but we had some rain last night, and it was much cooler this morning. So I'm just sitting here crossing my fingers, just hoping for good weather on this trip. If the weather's fine, it's just going to be a long day, not a big deal. But if the weather sucks, it's really going to suck. Either if it rains a lot or if it's just hot and humid. Oh, God. Yesterday, it was so hot. After the ball game, it was like, 8:30 in the morning. It was already over 90 degrees and humid. Stop getting the visa? What do you mean? I need to be legit over here. Scratch run dependent offense. Inflation sucks. I feel like however you're born, like you ought to be able to stick to whatever the prices are for your age. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, haven't you earned the right? I've been here. I know how much this pack of cigarettes used to be. Why am I paying triple? It's still the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I blow the setup? Oh, how hot was it? Oh, here's a called strike to Lindor. 2-1 on Lindor leading off the bottom of the fifth. Top of the order here up for the Mets. Trevor Rogers still out there, 72 pitches. Oh, let me tell you, it was so hot, you could fry an egg on an ice cream sundae. I don't know. Huh? What? I don't know. Or am I supposed to do like the Good Morning Vietnam Adrian Cronauer thing? Oh, it's hot. It was damn hot. It's so hot. Tell me, what's the weather out there like now in Ho Chi Minh? Oh, it's hot. It's damn hot. That's a walk to Lindor. Lindor draws a walk to lead off the fifth. I don't like leadoff walks. Here's Vientos, and this one is fouled away. Vientos 1 for 2. We are in the bottom of the fifth, folks. Why am I looking at the proximity of the umpire toward Rutschman? This looks kind of ambiguously, yeah. Okay, this is a called strike. Top of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes, Vientos. Pitch number 77 from Rogers. Nope. We'll wait on it. He goes to first to check on Lindor. He's back standing. Vientos scored on that Martinez homer back in the first. That's a great first comment. What else you got, bud? That's a strike 3. Vientos goes down. 1 away.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Rogers goes upstairs. That ball just kept rising. And Vientos chased. And we're getting another look at how the home plate umpire sort of braces his hand on the back of Rutschman as a pitch comes in. And I guess the Mets broadcast team is probably talking about whether or not it's a good thing for an umpire to be making any kind of contact with the catcher during live action here, or for any reason. Don't touch me. Here's a check on Lindor at first. He's back in standing. At the plate now, J.D. Martinez. Again, he hit that 2-run homer in the first. 1 for 2 on the night. He's got a runner at first with 1 out here. And a check on the runner again. Is that already 2 checks in this AB? I think it might be. If it is, Lindor is probably going to try and take off here soon. Here's a pitch that is a little bit up and outside in the zone for a strike. That was a bad call by me. A pitch high and outside but in the zone. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I forgot how to make a call. This pitch is low. That's a lot easier. That one was just plain low. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the fifth. 1 out, runner at first. Mets up 3-1. J.D. Martinez at the plate. Pete Alonso waiting out there on deck. Couple of dangerous right-handed bats here in the middle of the order. Here's a called strike. And the count even up at 2-2. Martinez is a nice double play ball candidate if you can get it to hit him on the ground. If you can get him to hit it. I think I went dyslexic there for about 2 seconds. This pitch is popped up. Right side, foul ground, and in the stands. Still 2-2 on J.D. Martinez. Yeah, I mean, sure. If Rogers can get through this 5th inning and not give up the run, and he winds up 5 innings, 3 runs, then, yeah, that's probably the best you're going to want to expect from him. Or at least that's maybe not the best. He might be able to go out there and have a nice game. I think any pitcher given enough chances is going to go out there and pitch well sometimes. Just really have everything working. But yeah, Rogers, let's try to get through this inning here. 3 runs, I'll take it. Come on. This one's hit on the ground. Oh, it's actually a line drive. Left side foul by Martinez. Hit off a pole there. Not the foul pole, but a screen pole. Colin Selby. This is the right-handed reliever that was called up to replace Cade Povich. He is getting loose right now. And here's a throw down to second base. It's a strikeout of J.D. Martinez, but a stolen base for Lindor. Another steal off of Adley Rutschman. I'm telling you, man. We can't really seem to get any base runners out trying to steal on us at all. It's rare. Maybe like 10% of them we get lately. Runner at second, 1 out. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Martinez strikes out. That's a big out.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
All right. Here's where I'm going to make another judgment call. And again, I might be proven wrong just like I was back in the, was it the 4th inning or is it the 1st inning? Either way, Pete Alonso's at the plate with a base open at first. Runner at second, 2 down. I would not give him anything to hit here. This pitch is low and in for ball 1. Not that Pete Alonso is having a career year at the plate or anything, but obviously he is a very dangerous bat. And you got a lefty who isn't all that great on the mound. This pitch is called a strike on the outside corner. That did not hit the zone, but Rogers gets the call. And if you can get that call, keep going back there. Alonso has a double in this game. This pitch, he does go back there, but he doesn't get the call this time. That was pretty much same spot, same pitch. Maybe the ump understood that he got it wrong that first time. 2-1 the count now on Alonso. Again, don't give him anything over the plate, please. That's high for ball 3. Yeah. Rogers' whip on the season is over 1.5. It's 1.57, and that is just not going to cut it. That is ball 4. Alonso takes his walk. So that open base at first is now full, and Hyde is going to come out and make the change. So there you go. It's almost as if there was just no way for him to get through 5 innings. Every bat in his lineup's from the right-hand side. He had that base open. You don't want to pitch to Alonso in that spot, but now you got to go after another righty, and Hyde says this is the part of the game where I need somebody to come out of the pen. I can't argue with this move. This is probably the right time. I don't know what to expect from this Selby guy, but I guess we're going to find out. Call the bullpen. And I haven't had a regular lucky yet all day. And I haven't had a single chat with everybody in Charm City about maybe hitting that like button. Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Orioles Birdwatcher channel, a channel dedicated to giving you live coverage of Orioles baseball all season long. In order for a channel like this to succeed and grow and be seen by more eyes, it's going to take a group effort. That's right. So I'm appealing to those who are watching right now, if you wouldn't mind taking a brief moment to tap the like button at the bottom of your screen on whatever device you are currently watching this on. It'll only take just a sec, and with that tiny little gesture, you're helping this entire tiny operation grow. That's the best sales pitch I can give for a little bit of a bump in the like count. What do you think, folks? We got nearly 200 people here. How about 100 likes? I think we can do it. I think we can do it. All right, hold on a sec. All right, folks. Colin Selby, ginger beard on the mound. First pitch to Marte is low for ball one. What do I know about Selby? Nothing. Your guess is as good as mine. But apparently he's been doing all right in the farm, and he's been brought up here. That next pitch had the plate, but it's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Selby needs to throw in the zone here. Thank you, JTH. That ball's a called strike. What was that? What kind of pitch was that? Maybe like a splitter. Oh, they call that a slider. Okay. So it's been a steady diet of, well, it's been 2 sliders and a fastball in between. 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on a miss. That pitch was an inch or 2 inside. Now Selby has a 2-2 count. That was 97 on the gun. So Selby has got some velocity there at 97. Big old bushy beard. 2-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. And the count has gone full. Rutschman keeps this ball in front of him. Full count, which means runners at first and second, 2 down, are going to be off as soon as the pitcher goes into his windup here. Well, it's not really a windup. He's pitching from the stretch, but as soon as he starts, there go the runners. And that pitch is a check swing foul. Rolls off to the right-hand side. Still 3-2, 2 down, bottom of the 5th. The Orioles are down 2, and with the way the offense is going, they really need to not let the Mets score any more than this. The pitch is swung on and missed. Selby gets the strikeout on a fastball low and in.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
All right, Selby. Welcome to the team, kid. You needed to do a job. You came in, you got a strikeout in a tough spot. We go to the top of the 6th. Mets lead at 3-1. I went down another YouTube spiral last night as I tried to go off to sleep. And last night it was revisiting a lot of Jim Henson stuff. I tell you what, folks. I really love puppetry. And I just really love everything Jim Henson ever put his name to. I mean, what a great creator of entertainment for kids that guy was. I really miss Jim Henson. But I was watching Fraggle Rock last night. And it was one of those, getting jolted right back into your childhood kind of moments. Because I've seen Muppet stuffs in my adult life. And some other Jim Henson stuff. I watch Little Shop of Horrors at least twice a year. That's like my favorite movie growing up. God, the puppetry of Audrey 2 in that movie. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. It doesn't get any better. But yeah, Jim Henson, folks. You guys fans? Froggle Rock was a great little show. And I hadn't seen it since I was probably 10 years old. BW, I thought you were going to say put his hand into. We're getting started here. Adley Rutschman at the plate. First pitch is up and away. Let's go, folks. We need to rally now.
Let the clutch out gently, okay?
Next pitch from Peterson is on the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rutschman is 0 for 2 today. There's a new documentary about him. Yeah, and I know that his personal life is kind of tragic, too, which really sucks. This pitch is a comebacker to Peterson. He flips to first, and Rutschman is retired. He's 0 for 3. Adley had that one big hit yesterday. He took an uppercut swing, and it reached the flag cord, but he's still not right at the plate, folks. Gunnar Henderson's up next.
His name's Gunnar, and he's dating my mom.
Peterson on 74 pitches. First pitch to Gunnar, swung on and missed, and that was low. Man, oh Shevitz. Gunnar 0 for 2, and he struck out both times tonight. And he swung at a bad pitch to start this at-bat. Next one is low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, is that right? You played the Steve Martin role there, Gibney? You'll be a dentist. This one is grounded foul, right side. Still 1-2 for Gunnar. Oh, mama. You'll be a success. The 1-2 pitch to Gunnar. Swung on, fouled straight back. We'll do it again. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 6th. The Orioles have a run on 4 hits, no errors. Mets 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Hey, Charles, how you doing, buddy? That pitch, ooh, that was a close one. A front door breaking ball that is called ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch number 80 on the day from Peterson coming up. And that is outside. The count has gone full. Come on now. Come on now. Please. Payoff pitch. Swung on, grounded. First baseman's got it. And he'll flip to the pitcher covering for out number 2. Anthony Santander, somebody deliver me from this.
That's not a tater tot, that's a tater giant.
Joe Boo. There he is, girls, the leader of the plaque. Addicted to laughing gas. You gotta love it. This pitch is fouled away off to the right. I mean, folks, is anyone out there going to say, I didn't really think Little Shop of Horrors was, I mean, name a better movie. Name a better time at the movie theater. Especially if you were young. My goodness. But I feel like even if you were an adult, because I am an adult now, I still watch that movie, and I think it brings out the kid in you even if you're older. I think that is maybe one of the best movies ever made. I'm talking about the remake, of course, not the original Harvey Korman movie back in the 50s. Which, by the way, features a very young Jack Nicholson. Just throwing out some facts. 2-1 the count on Anthony Santander. The pitch is on the bottom of the zone for a called strike 2. Base is empty, 2 down, top of the 6th. Here's one low and outside, and the count is now full on Tony. So upper 80s on the pitch count for Peterson. This could be his last inning. We'll find out eventually. Hopefully, Tony can keep the inning going. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's grounded to third base. Vientos will throw to first, and that's it. 6 innings. We've got 1 run on the boards. We're trailing by 2, but hopefully that's it for Peterson. I've seen enough. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be a bullpen game coming up here, I think, from now on. 3-1 Mets. 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up. Iglesias, Alvarez, and Tyrone Taylor. And, yeah, I'm going to use this break here to just refresh the game. And put out my lucky, or else I'm going to ash right on my keyboard here. In fact, I already did. What is going on here? Oh, boy. All right, let me close this door here. Exactly. Yeah, he's the, Nicholson played, the guy addicted to pain. What do you call that when, like, you have a fetish for pain? What is that? Why am I'm having a brain fart here. I guess that just shows I'm not, masochist. Okay. Yeah, okay. One of the best choreographed musical numbers, I think, too. That dentist, Steve Martin dentist. I love how he gets off the motorbike and the bike just keeps going forward a little bit and stops on it by itself. Just little touches like that in the movie make it so good. Jose Iglesias at the plate. He's got an 0-1 count. Selby on the mound. There's a breaking ball in there for strike 2. And the 0-2 from Selby is, wow, that's a high pitch, but the batter able to get to it and foul it off to the right. The 0-2 pitch to Iglesias is grounded foul off to the left. We'll do it again. Selby wears, is that number 60? Darn it, I was just getting a look at his back and then they cut away. This pitch is swung on and missed. And they'll have to throw to first to complete the out as it went into the dirt. Iglesias strikes out Selby with the K there.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Oh, my apologies. This one is swung on and fouled back. This is Francisco Alvarez at the plate now. 0-1 the count on him with 1 out, bases empty. Well, if it's sort of a sinker fastball, then I mean, a sinker is basically a fastball with like 1 or 2 miles an hour off of it in order to get a little dipping action. I mean, it's close enough. I mean, if I'm calling it a fastball and if you're calling it a sinker fastball, I don't know if I need a correction, but fair enough. Whatever. It's a harder pitch. It's not an off-speed pitch. We got a 1-1 count on Selby. Next on Selby, on Alvarez. I mean, now this is what happens when I'm corrected. When I get corrected. Now I have to sit here and be self-conscious about every word coming out of my mouth. Look, folks, I'm going to occasionally make a mistake, all right? It'll happen. Unless it's some egregious error, then hopefully you can work with me here. 1-2 the count. The pitch to Alvarez is in there for a called strike 3 at 96. And they're calling it a fastball on the screen, so make of that what you want.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
No, I'm saying yes to what you're saying. It's sort of like a fastball. Then you should probably call it a fastball. Didn't mean to annoy you a little. It's okay, Jonathan. It's all right. No. It's just, this pitch is off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes to Tyrone Taylor up at the plate now. 2 down, bases empty, bottom of the 6th. And that's a called strike, 1-1. Selby's got a chance to go an inning and a third. And keeping this game right where it is. This is a pretty nice, and yes, number 60 is the number on his back. 1-1 pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, right now, Michael, I'm starting to get enough look at it to go, I'm all right. I'm seeing what he's got. I can see how he can be effective. And that one is, what happened there? I totally missed it, folks. My eyes just looked in the wrong direction. I think that was a swing and a miss. It's 2-2 the count. Here's the 2-2, and that's wild up and away. Up and in, I should say. Now I'm getting everything wrong. Oh, see, Jonathan, this is the problem. You got me self-conscious now. Now everything is going wrong. If it's left, it's right. If it's up, I'm saying down. Full count pitch is popped up. Right side. Mountcastle's looking for it. He goes into foul ground to make the catch. And the inning is over. Selby gets 4 outs rather easily. And I like what I've seen from him. I'm sure that'll be the end of the night for him. But good stuff. We called him up. And I'd say let's give him another shot. Looking pretty good. We'll take anybody that can get outs. All right, we're getting into the late innings, folks. We are running out of outs here. 9 to play with. We're down 2 runs. That's not anything impossible. A bloop and a blast, as they say. We got, what is this? 5, 6, and 7 due up. Mountcastle, Jimenez, and Cowser. And the hope is that Peterson is done for the day. From what I know about the Mets bullpen, they are hittable. They are not one of the better bullpens out there. In fact, I would assume, even with all of our misgivings with some of our arms in the pen, that our bullpen is stronger than theirs. I know that's a hot take, but I did it. Hat poll. You know what? There's no poll needed because you just inspired it just by bringing it up. You've inspired it, the man. That's what the man's done. All right. It is the 7th inning coming up, and I've got the hat. For those of you that might not be familiar, you might be saying to yourself, who is this guy? And why is he making a big deal about putting on a hat? Ryan Mountcastle at the plate, and he takes up and away for ball 1. Well, stick around and find out.
Okay, mount up.
Jose Butto getting loose for the Mets. Peterson still on the mound. This pitch is a line drive, base hit right field, down the line and into the corner. Mountcastle will turn and head for second, and he is in there sliding. It is a leadoff double. Welcome to the hat. I tell you what. Come on, folks. A leadoff double by Ryan Mountcastle. That's not a bloop. But we'll take a blast here with Eloy Jimenez at the plate. And that pitch is off the plate outside, ball 1. Peterson, you can see it. A pitch like that, he wanted to be a little closer. So he is not hitting his spots like he was. Up to 90 pitches. The 1-0 to Jimenez is again low and away. 2-0, folks. I can feel it. A window is open. We got to jump through it. 2-0 the count on Jimenez. The pitch. Low and away, and they call that a strike. Come on now. Alvarez brought that pitch back into the zone, and the umpire bought it. And again, this Mets broadcast team never shows you a call like that on a replay or anything. They love to not show you a bad call that goes their way. This is a ground ball. No. Oh, okay. Runner at second. So it's, for some reason, I thought that was a double play ball, but it's going to be a ground out, and it's actually a productive out as Mountcastle will get to third base with 1 away. So if we're going to chip away here and get just 1 run, we got to do it. We got a runner at third with 1 out. Colton Cowser coming up. Cowser's 1 for 2 tonight. He's also stolen a base, and he's got to drive in this run right here, right now. Lefty on lefty. The pitch is in there for a strike outside corner about belt high. Mountcastle at third, 1 out. The 0-1 to Cowser is low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. "95 pitches from Peterson. Here comes number 96. The 1-1 is called a strike. Come on, Blue. Come on.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you shoveling?
That was low and outside.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you shoveling?
And actually, the Mets broadcast team actually showing this bad call this time.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you shoveling?
1-2 the count. Come on, Colton. You're going to get a hit anyway. Make contact. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. God damn it. God damn it, ump. That's how you screw up an at-bat right there. Now you got him up there trying to protect with 2 strikes because you gave him a bad strike too. He swings and misses. 2 down, runner at third. Ramon Arias at the plate. And he takes a called strike. What happened here? There's no pitch. They're pointing at the plate. And there's a balk, I guess, because Mountcastle is going to walk home. I'm guessing a balk, I don't know, but this umpire makes a bad call, but for somehow, some way, I think it's a balk or I don't know what, but we got Mountcastle home. It is 3-2. It was a balk. And now Arias lifts one into the air, left center field, pretty deep, going back, looking up, and this is gone! Bye! Bye, birdie! Ramon Arias goes deep in Citi Field to tie the ball game. A 2-out homer. 432 feet. He got all of it. Ramon! Oh, doctor!
It's magic, you know. It's magic.
Oh, look at Peterson's face. He can't believe it. He can't believe it. No win for you. No win for you. Are they going to leave him out there anyway? He's on 98 pitches. He just gave up a game-tying homer. 2 down, bases empty, 3-3 ball game. Holy cow, Jackson Holiday. Ah, boy, bad swing there on a pitch low and in. Holiday's 0 for 2 today, but he did drive in a run on an RBI ground out back in the 5th. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. You got to think this is going to be the last hitter for Peterson one way or another. I think the idea here is to try to get him out of this inning to get Holiday, and then if the Mets can score, Peterson would have a chance to still win this ball game. But you got one chance to stay in. You got to get Holiday out, and he does. On a pitch that breaks low and off the plate, Holiday strikes out to win the inning. So I did say you're not going to win this game, but I still stand by it because I believe. I got the hat on. Folks, how we been doing since the hat? Anybody a believer? We go to the bottom of the 7th, folks. It's 7th inning stretch time. We're on the road. But we're going to make it our home. How we do that? Well, it's easy. You just throw some cakes on the griddle. Get them cakes up in chat, folks.
Thank God I'm a country boy. 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 Thank God I'm a country boy.
Wait, was that a Dr. Seuss reference that just flew by there? Somebody said, do you like my hat? And I do. Because that is like my favorite Dr. Seuss book. It's, what is that, with all those dogs? Go Dog Go. Did somebody make a Go Dog Go reference? Do you like my new hat? Yes, I do like it. I do like your new hat. That was my favorite. Frank, that's true? Oh, Frank, thank you. Another great childhood memory. Yeah, wasn't it the best Dr. Seuss book? You never hear anybody bring it up. Am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I right? Am I right? Right. Go Dog Go was the best. Just a bunch of dogs wheeling around, doing stuff, comparing hats. I love it. And then, like, at the end of the book, they're all up in a big tree for some reason. Yeah, see, I know. Green eggs and ham, cat in the hat, one fish, two fish, red flip fish, blue fish. I know. Horton Hears a Who. I mean, these are all more popular than Go Dog Go. But I'm telling you right now, you talk about the one that flies under the radar, that's just as fun. Go Dog Go. I might have to pick up a copy. Hey, folks, we got over 200 people chilling. Over 3,000 have hung out here so far tonight. We are in the bottom of the 7th. Keegan Aiken is on the mound for the Orioles. Harrison Bader at the plate, and the top of the order up next. First pitch to Bader is right in there at the top outside corner of the zone for a called strike. 3-3 ball game. Swing and a miss on a pitch up and in, and the count is 0-2. My boy Keegan Aiken I feel like he's the most underrated arm in this bullpen. Will he blow you away? No, but will he get you out? Most of the time, this pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, if you're talking about something adapted to something, then yeah, the Grinch, the classic cartoon special, you can't beat it. This is a swing and a miss. Keegan Aiken strikes out Harrison Bader.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
This is the lefty I like, Keegan Aiken. Here's Francisco Lindor, 0 for 2 with a walk. And that pitch is hit in the right center, but Colton Cowser is there, and he makes the catch on the run. That ball was tagged, but hit on a launch angle that just went right to the center fielder there. We got lucky on that one. Solid contact from Lindor. 2 down, bases empty. 2 quick outs from Aiken, including a strikeout. 5 pitches, a strikeout, and a fly ball. Here's Vientos, and that's a called strike right on the outside corner. That's my boy Aiken there. I can't believe he got sent back down again like a couple of weeks ago when we made those deadline moves. This pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Look, I can sit here and praise him, and he might do something to make me look stupid, but numbers don't lie. 1-1 pitch is low. 2 balls and a strike. I mean, his whip on the season is below 1. You know? To me, whip is a better indicator of how effective you are than your ERA. You know, because sometimes you can just be unlucky. What you're trying to do is just keep runners off base, and he does it well. His whip is under 1. This pitch is foul back. It's 2-2 on Mark Vientos. The 2-2 pitch is called strike 3, knee high on the inside corner, and Vientos just stands there. What do you want, a rattle? What do you want, a binky? It's over, son. You're done.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Just take a seat.
Hit the bricks, pal. You're done.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
All right, Charm City chat. How do we feel about Keegan Aiken? I've sort of been touting and praising him when no one else ever seems to. Is it time to start giving this dude a little more credit? I don't get it. Why did we send him down that last time? Hey, Rob. How you doing? Rob, have you been here? I feel like I haven't seen you around, Rob. Yeah, speaking of lefties, folks, Danny Coulombe, we're talking a few weeks now, I guess. A few weeks away from a Danny Coulombe return. That'll be huge. Then I think you got to figure out what to do, because how do you make Aiken go down? Because if you got Aiken, you got Perez, and you got Soto, and then you got Coulombe coming back. That's 4 lefties. That's 1 too many. Somebody's got to not make it. Coulombe's going to make it. I don't see how Perez doesn't make it. So it feels like it's either send Aiken back to AAA or just get rid of Soto. And, folks, you tell me what you'd rather do. To me, it's a no-brainer. But at the same time, if Keegan Aiken has options and he can send them back and forth, and Soto, has a contract and blah, 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 you want to... I'd just say cut your losses and just cut Soto, Looks like Charm City Chat is thinking the same thing. We got the top of the order due up, and if they're going to bring out a right-hander, we might get a pinch hitter straight away for Austin Slater. We've got some bats on the bench. And here it is. Ced Mullins up to pinch hit, and the first pitch is up and away. Jose Butto with a right-hander on the mound. Come on, Ced, you know what to do.
Well said, now you know what to do.
Mullins batting .224, 13 homers, 41 driven in. The 1-0 pitch is up and away, 2-0. 2-0. Butto with a 2.44 ERA. He's been a starter. He's made 7 starts and 12 appearances in relief. This one's popped up. Not a good swing by Mullins, and it's going to probably stay in play. And it just does. Third base, foul ground. Oh, that's an ugly way to get an out to start an inning late in a ball game in a tie game as Mullins pops out foul to third. The wind is whipping at the ballpark. It looks like it's blowing in from the outfield and a crosswind from left center going in toward first base. Adley Rutschman is at the plate here. 1 out, nobody on. Now batting from the left side, first time today, and he takes a bad call. This umpire is starting to piss me off. That pitch, again, if you get it wrong because it's a little bit outside, okay, or a little bit low, okay, but it was low and outside, and you called it a strike. That was low. Strike 2. Okay. Adley Rutschman should have a 2-0 count. Instead, it's 0-2. And the dugout is barking at him. Corbin Burns. You can see Corbin Burns yelling at the umpire just now. And they are showing the umpire on the camera with a close-up, so you know what that means. I'm not the only one noticing a problem here. 0-2 the count. That pitch is fouled away. That was 4 inches outside, but Rutschman understandably trying to protect after getting burned on 2 calls. The tough thing for a guy like Rutschman is that as a catcher, it's hard to complain. Oh, and the umpire immediately indicated stop chirping over there after that last pitch. So, and he's looking over there after the last, home plate umpire is hearing it right now from the Oriole dugout. And he looks like he's got his mind on that more than he does the game. We got an 0-2 count on Rutschman. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch. Swung on, and he got a piece, fouled it away to stay alive. Come on, Adley. Come on, buddy. Gunnar Henderson is on deck. He will hit in the inning. There's only 1 out, nobody on. Next pitch from Butto is way up and away. You sure that's a ball there, ump? You positive? And they keep cutting back to the umpire close-up. I love it. There's old Hunter Wendelstedt over at third. 1-2 pitch. Way outside, ball 2. It really should be a 4-pitch walk, folks. First 2 pitches were called strikes. They were not in the zone. And now we've had 2 pitches way off the plate. It's 2-2 on Rutschman, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a grounder up the middle, but the shortstop Lindor near the second base bag. High throw, but Alonso keeps the foot there to get the out. 2 down in the top of the 8th. All right, it's Gunnar time, folks.
His name's Gunnar, and he's dating my mom.
Hey, where's what's his face? Where are you at? Jonathan Snipes. You care to make a prediction right now about Gunnar Henderson at the plate? I'd love you to make a prediction. Here's the first pitch. It is off the plate outside for ball 1. It's still not too late. Well, Mr. Hyde has already done it. Mr. Hyde has already made history. 1-0 the count on Gunnar. And the pitch is outside, 2-0. Jonathan trying to cover his bases a little more. No pun intended. The 2-0 pitch is, come on, Blue! 2-1 the count after a bad strike call. Now a check swing and an appeal, no swing. Thank you, third base umpire, because even if he did swing there, you should be making up for that last call. We got a 3-1 count here. Come on, Gunnar. That is ball 4. Gunnar Henderson, take your base. Man, nobody throws his equipment off with more aggressiveness than Gunnar Henderson after getting a walk. This is gonna get the pitching coach for the Mets to come out to talk to Buto. We got a lefty getting loose, Young, for the Mets. Henderson at first base now with 2 out. He is the go-ahead run. Anthony Santander is up.
That's not a tater tot. That's a tater giant.
I know, right? How the hell did we get a walk? That just shows you. Ah, boy, I tell you what. All right, is this meeting over? Wait, that's the wrong button.
Let me have a Diablo sandwich, a Dr. Pepper. Make it fast. I'm in a goddamn hurry.
Yeah, so am I. We got a 3-3 ball game in the top of the 8th, the first of a 3-game series at Citi Field between the Orioles and the Mets. Orioles at the plate. Gunnar Henderson at first base. Anthony Santander ready to swing. First pitch from Budo popped up. Third base, Vientos near the bag. He's got it, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 3. The Orioles have out-hit the Mets 6-5. The Mets also have made an error on the night. Let's take a look at left on base. For the Orioles, 3. For the Mets, 5. I mean, look at the bullpen so far for us tonight. 2 1/3 innings with 5 strikeouts, no hits, no walks. Folks, that is pretty damn good. Pretty good. I mean, if that doesn't make whoever comes in next have the, to be like, well, I'm going to go out there and throw a scoreless inning, damn it. I don't want to be the guy responsible for giving up the lead. If Colin can do it, if Keegan can do it. Hey there, VT. How you doing? Good to have you back. I'm not sure about Cano, Jonathan. I feel like Cano might be due for a night off. I feel like he's pitched like 3 out of the last 4 games. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But I was thinking about that before the game today, about arms that may or may not be available tonight. I think Cano is on the list of don't want to use unless you have to. Same with Perez, I think. I think Cano and Perez might not be available for this. Unless, it gets extras or, circumstances where they just got to go to them. So that's going to be tough. That means we're probably looking at Soto. Brian Baker got sent back down, right? Yeah, Craig Kimbrell is also out there. I named it, Janet. I'm sorry. I just got to, Aiken is still on the mound. Thank Christ. Let's go. First pitch, called a strike, inside edge. Keegan Aiken, folks. What more do you want? Somebody send this guy, like one of those bouquets, one of those baskets with fruit and stuff in it. Swing and a miss. Up and in. 0-2 on J.D. Martinez. As Keegan Aiken says, just let me do this. The pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Backdoor slider that never really came back. Edwin Diaz. This is the Mets. Well, normally the Mets closer. He kind of went into the doghouse for a little bit earlier. Swing and a miss. Keegan Aiken, you're my hero.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Folks, When are you going to start listening to your boy BW about this team? And, I mean, all I've done is watch every pitch of every game. I know what I'm looking at. This pitch is low to Pete Alonso. Want to know the count. I know this team better than I know myself. That's all I really know. This is all I do. This is it. This pitch is low as well. 2 balls, no strikes. The other 21 hours of the day, I'm either sleeping, trying to sleep, or trying to relax and getting some errands done. The 2-0 pitch, that is, oof. We don't get that call. We don't get that call. Mets have gotten that call, but we don't. I mean, it's not a strike, but it's close enough for this ump. But now it's ball 3 against Pete Alonso. Be careful here. That's a strike right on the outside edge. Aiken is not going to give in as he nips the outside corner to make it 3-1. Smoking dope. This pitch is in there. A backdoor slider. Come on, Keegan. Full count now. Fell behind 3-0 on Alonso. And he said, no problem. I'll make it 3-2. 1 out, nobody on the pitch. And it's called strike 3. Sit down, Alonso.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Sit your polar bear ass down. Keegan Aiken is dealing. Sam, we got to remove your comment. We got to keep the language PG-13, if you don't mind. I get it. I feel you, buddy. Don't take it wrong. I want to scream the same thing. But Starling Marte looks at ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. We all good, Sam? I get you, buddy. There you Yeah, we got to leave it to Beaver here a little bit. Marte at the plate, 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. How many swings and misses since Aiken's been out here? Probably more than Rogers has gotten as a starter. Unbelievable. 22 pitches from Aiken. 1-1 the count, 2 down the pitch. That's low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. We do have the opportunity to use profanity. It's called the earmuff 8th inning, but we're hoping that tonight it's not necessary. As Marte fouls this one away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases empty. Tie ball game in the bottom of the 8th here at Citi Field in New York. The 2-2 from Aiken is, oh, they call it strike 3. We get the call that we haven't gotten our way. That was up and in. Who cares? Keegan Aiken, 2 innings, 5 strikeouts, no hits, no walks. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
2 phenomenal innings from your boy. That's my boy, Blue. That's my boy, Blue. That's my boy right there. That's my boy right there. My goodness. Thanks, ump. Good God. All right, we've got a couple of righties and a lefty due up in the 9th. If we can take the lead, we got a chance to close the door and get the hell out of here with a win in Game 1. Mountcastle, Jimenez, and Cowser due up. Who do we got on the bench as a weapon? Anything? Levon Soto is not a weapon. Ced Mullins has already been brought into the game. You got McCann as a backup catcher. So who's the other guy in the mix? Oh, O'Hearn? We still got O'Hearn? Ah, there it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Lights on. Let's turn and burn.
I got a feeling Ryan O'Hearn is going to be taken apart in how we win this ball game, folks, at some point. It wasn't immaculate, but by my definition, it was, Ray. He didn't do it on 9 pitches, but hot damn, Keegan Aiken. I mean, I already liked him. I'm not going to sit here and say what he did tonight is your normal Keegan Aiken. I mean, he is feeling it tonight. But, I mean, again, I just feel like he's been so undervalued. That last time we sent him down, I'm like, what are we doing? Of all the guys to send down, you're sending down this guy with a sub-1 whip? Oh, and there's a replay of Corbin Burns shouting. Wow, Corbin Burns absolutely livid with the umpire and Brandon Hyde. This might have all happened. I don't know if we're live right now or if they're replaying something that happened. Yeah, it was a replay, I think, between innings here. Wow, Corbin Burns. First time I've seen him that upset. Ryan Mountcastle, ready to go.
Okay, mount up.
Edwin Diaz, the Mets closer, is out there. So they are treating this like it's do or die right now. Let's make them die. This is a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mountcastle 2 for 3 on the night. By the way, Sir Anthony Dominguez, the knight of the orange table, is getting loose in the bullpen. This one swung on, fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mountcastle. Leading off in the top of the 9th. I don't have any of the pitching stats on Diaz here in front of me, but let's see if they flash something up. This pitch is well off the plate, low and away. 2-2 the count on Mountcastle. Come on now. The pitch. Swung on and missed. 96 miles an hour in on the hands. Mountie got jammed, and he strikes out. 1 down in the 9th. All right, Eloy Jimenez, folks. Oh, never mind. It's Ryan O'Hearn.
Lights on. Let's turn and burn.
So here we go. Here's the moment. This is where Brandon Hyde wants to use Ryan O'Hearn. He's at the plate, and he looks at a called strike. Jimenez was not having a good night at the plate anyway. 352 average for Orioles pinch hitters on the season. This one is lifted foul out of play, and it's quickly 0-2.
Lights on. Let's turn and burn.
1 out, nobody on in the top of the 9th, 3-3 ball game. Mets and Orioles. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you're enjoying it. If you have, please hit that like button and think about subscribing as well. It's free. The 0-2 pitch is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I don't even have the page up with the subscriber count. I don't even have it up anywhere. I'm not sure what we're doing tonight. This pitch is swung on, hit on the ground. First baseman's got it. He'll flip it to Diaz covering the bag. And O'Hearn is retired. 2 down in the 9th. Here comes the milkman. All right. Come on. Get them cows up, folks. First pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Cowser is 1 for 3 today. He's also stolen a base. The pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, but popped up. He got under it. Going out into shallow right field toward the foul line is the second baseman. He makes the catch. And that's it. The Orioles cannot score in the top half of the 9th. We are on the road. And we are turning right now to our closer. We're bringing on Sir Anthony, Knight of the Orange Table. Sir Anthony Dominguez. I mean, we're using our best guys out here, right? I didn't know about this Selby guy. He did well. Aiken, 2 innings. Fantastic stuff. Again, I told you, I don't think we can really get to Cano tonight, and I don't think we can really get to Perez tonight. And I think I've been proven correct on that. But if this game goes into extra innings, what do we do if we got to pull Dominguez? Then what do we do? We got to go to somebody. We're up to 265 people watching right now. Wow, folks. That's great. I don't know if we certainly haven't had 300 people at the same time. So 265, that sounds pretty damn good. Thanks to everybody for being here.
And I want to thank you very much for that. I really do.
I really would hope that you folks out there who haven't subscribed to the channel would consider doing it.
I offer you the opportunity to join me in glorious battle.
I mean, if you're here and if you're enjoying the content, why not subscribe? I mean, that's the only way this channel is going to be able to stick around. It needs to grow. So if you like the content, it's sort of like if you like a plant in your garden. You need to water it a little bit, right? You don't have to do too much. Just water it every time you walk by. Call me a plant. And just sprinkle a little water here on the like button. I'd appreciate it. Thanks. And subscribe. And there's the full moon. That's the same full moon your boy, the bird watcher, was staring at last night before he went to bed. And it was absolutely beautiful, poking through the clouds last night. I mean, it's aligned right where my balcony can only see about, I don't know, about 90 degrees. And that moon was just dead center. Just sitting there watching a beautiful moonlight last night on my balcony, smoking a few Luckies, chilling, thinking about this game right here. Jesse Winker is going to pinch hit here for the Mets. He was brought over at the trade deadline from the Nats. 262 average. Left-handed bat. He's got power. First pitch from Dominguez is up and away for ball one. Winker on the hit for Francisco Alvarez. Is that right? Or is it Iglesias? It should be Alvarez, I think. We'll confirm it in a sec. This pitch is fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jesse Winker. He's in the 6th spot. Okay, so he is hitting for Iglesias. They just had 2 guys due here. So Jose Iglesias is out of the ball game. Winker up to hit for him, and then Winker probably going to get taken out for a defensive replacement. He doesn't play the middle infield. This pitch is fouled away. A ball and 2 strikes. Wow, we're up to 140 likes, folks. I mean, some of the numbers that sound like are coming in tonight, we could break some records. I haven't even looked at the subscriber count. I hope you guys are subscribing. Maybe we can check it out during the next half inning. As this 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed as the pinch hitter Winker strikes out.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Sir Anthony of Dominguez gets the strikeout here for the first out in the bottom of the 9th. Pinch hitter retired. Here's Alvarez now to hit. Right-handed catcher. He takes low and outside for ball 1. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. That was back in the 4th. Last time up, he struck out looking. The 1-0 from Dominguez is inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Alvarez shaking his head no. Another pinch hitter on deck, Jeff McNeil for the Mets. Second baseman who also plays corner outfield from time to time. The 2-0 to Alvarez is off the plate outside. Dominguez falls behind 3-0. It is the bottom part of the order here, but there are going to be some pinch hitters. Brandon Nimmo, another lefty, is another option on the bench for the Mets. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That is popped up, and Alvarez says he got it all, and that is going to end the ball game. It's a walk-off home run by Francisco Alvarez. The Mets have won. My goodness. Alvarez knew it as soon as he swung. And what a heartbreaking loss this is for the Orioles. Celebrations galore for the Mets. They walk it off on a home run by Francisco Alvarez. Sir Anthony Dominguez. Wait a minute. He went back and touched home plate. Did he never touch the plate? What was that all about? They're ripping the uniform off of him. All right. I get it. I've seen enough. I mean, you say bullpen does it again. How many innings of scoreless baseball do you expect, Emery? I mean, somebody eventually... This bullpen has been in the game since the 5th, and we've shut them out. This guy got one pitch, he got a hold of it, and that's it. You know? The bullpen, by and large, was excellent tonight, and it's the only reason we even had a chance to come back and try to win this game, but we come up short. It's tough being on the road once you get in the late innings, folks, because this is what happens. One pitch. This ball was center. Man, oh man, did he get it. That's the first replay of the pitch I got to see. Alvarez. Wow. Tough loss for the Orioles, who had a chance to take a half-game lead on on the Yankees tonight. Instead, we fall a half game behind. We're now a half game back in the loss column, which is much different than being half a game back in the win column. So we've got work to do. We need to take these next 2 games against the Mets. We got a Astros series coming up, 4 games, and then we got a Dodgers series out west for 3. We need to take this series, and after losing the first game, that means taking the next 2. But I can tell you this, Trevor Rogers isn't pitching tomorrow. I can guarantee you a better starter on the mound for us. In fact, why don't we take a look at tomorrow's matchup, and then we'll get on out of here. Sorry about this walk-off loss, folks. I'm sure Pure Adrenaline Sports is happy about the result, and I can't blame them. Everybody loves a walk-off home run. But certainly that's a dagger if you're the opponent. So final score, 4-3 Mets. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for New York. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Baltimore. The Orioles left 4 men on base, the Mets 5. Ramon Arias had a great night, a double and a home run. And he really has picked it up with the bat. For me, that's our offensive player of the game. But, of course, if you're talking about a player in game in general, it's that 2 innings of shutout ball, 5 strikeouts from Keegan Aiken. Really, really good stuff. I mean, it's tough, man. This is tough. Rutschman hit into that double play. That was a big, tough moment. And Adley is still struggling. 0 for 4 tonight. Oh, boy. All right, let's take a look at tomorrow. Let's take a look at tomorrow, folks. Long season, lots of stuff going on. Why did we take the trash pitchers from the Phillies who already have a terrible bullpen? Bruce, I'll admit Gregory Soto is trash. I think Sir Anthony Dominguez is a good reliever. I think based on who we have, he is probably our best closing option. I don't think it's a bad pickup. Austin Hayes basically for Dominguez. Based on what we needed versus what we had up to give up. Hayes is on the DL right now. That's not good for anybody. But all right, let me take a look at tomorrow's matchup. Let's just shake this one up. I think the third game is an afternoon game. So basically tomorrow is going to be like a doubleheader for me. Early morning game and then a late night game. All right. Tomorrow's matchup. It's going to be a good pitcher, right? Dean Kramer against Jose Quintana, another lefty on the mound for the Mets. 5-9 record for Dean. 6-8 record for Quintana. Their ERA is quite close. Their whip is nearly identical. Quintana has made more starts. Kramer was hurt for a little while, but Quintana, he's been in there every fifth day, it would appear, up to 129 innings on the season. But he's given up 50 walks. 50 walks in 129 innings. That's a lot. That's about 4 per 9, something like that. So let's be patient. Let's get some walks, and let's get some timely hitting, and let's even up this series. I think that's what we need to do. And, of course, this matchup predictor, which means absolutely nothing, says the Mets should win this game, which tells me the Orioles are probably going to win, because what the hell do they know? All right. I think that pretty much wraps up tonight's game, folks. Mets walking off on us. That's tough. But I don't feel as bad about this loss as I do about many other losses that were not walk-offs. I saw some good things in us tonight, but also saw some of the things that we need to work on, like getting Adley Rutschman back to the Adley Rutschman of old. Yes, he hit that home run yesterday, but I'm not sure if that's going to help things, because I feel like trying to hit home runs has been his problem. All right, folks. Let me thank everybody here in the Charm City chat, especially the mods who do great work. I hope everybody here in the chat can occasionally shout out the mods and thank them for what they do here. They're here just as much as I am, pretty much. It's amazing some of the time put in by folks like Janet, Rob, Froggy / Card Crazed, and great, now I'm sleeping on the other name. I'm going to get killed. Why can't I think of your name? I can see it. Matt, right? Where is Matt? Maybe Matt took off, and that's why my short-term memory kicked off. It is Matt, right? God, I feel terrible if I'm wrong. Yeah, since the first week of the season, Janet, fantastic stuff. Matt is our other mod, right? I have got the worst memory ever. Thanks to the mods. Thanks. We got a super chat in tonight. Thank you for that. And for those that might have signed up, as a matter of fact, I'm going to stall just for one more minute. I'm going to go over here to the sub screen and see what it says. Let's see how we did tonight. Because, again, this is a co-op, folks. This is a community operation. And I don't mind sharing the figures with you as we try to climb up toward 2,000. All right, well, let me just tell you, because I don't feel like dragging this on over. We're up to 1929. So that is when the stock market crashed. Maybe that has something to do with tonight's result. We currently have the 1929 subscriber count, the stock market crash count, and that was a good night. 16 subs. I'll take it. Hopefully we'll get to 1930 and get through the 30s quick, because they were depressing from what I've been told. All right. That's going to do it for me. And, again, thanks to everybody else in the Charm City chat, besides the mods, for hanging out and watching the ball game. Tough luck. We're a half game behind the Yankees. They have the Cleveland Guardians this week, so they've got work to do. We gotta come back and win tomorrow. You guys have a good night, okay? Until next time, this has been the Bird Watcher, and I'll chirp at you later. Good night, everybody.